But we'll be moving on here to Trump calling on the GOP to unite behind him. So let's go ahead and just play this video here, and I'll have some discussion on the other end of it.
Biden's puppet masters, like George Soros, are hoping for a long, drawn-out Republican primary. They want to divide us so they can quietly buy the White House for Crooked Joe. That's why the Republican Party needs to unite behind the standard bearer of the MAGA movement. This is a Make America Great Again movement and our successful America First agenda. Polls show I'm leading the Republican field by 40 and even 50 points. And polls also show, very importantly, that I'm the only candidate who can beat Joe Biden, and we're beating him by a lot right now, by a lot. Remember, we ran 2 elections and we won both, and we did much better the second time, but it was rigged. With your support today, we will lock up the Republican nomination so that we can focus all of our energy and resources on beating Crooked Joe and winning back the White House in 2024. If we don't do it, our country is in trouble like we've never seen before.
So, kind of strange, right? Kind of strange for Trump to, on one hand, be bragging that he's so far ahead and that he won the last 2 elections, which is totally false, right? He lost in 2020. And for Trump to be assuming that the reason that there's other candidates in the Republican field is that they're just being funded by George Soros. It's like, what world is this guy living in? Okay, it's like, let's look at the results of the last 3 elections and try to think about why there's such a large contingency of Republicans that are looking to take Trump's spot as the top dog in the Republican Party. 2018, you have the Democrats taking control of the House, okay, and huge backlash against Trump's tax bill that 85% of the benefit of the tax cuts went to the richest people in the country, okay? That pissed off a lot of suburban America, okay? And you look at Trump's bungled response to the COVID pandemic, okay? 1.2 million dead American people. And is the COVID pandemic completely Trump's fault? No. Would there be a lot less dead Americans if we had handled the pandemic in a much more competent way? Yes. And now with the most recent election in 2022, you had Trump's endorsed candidates such as Blake Masters and Carrie Lake and Dr. Oz and Herschel Walker and others in the most diverse purple states in the country, like Pennsylvania, for instance, lose, okay? You had some success, such as J.D. Vance winning in Ohio, but guess what? Ohio is a much demographically different place than somewhere like Pennsylvania or Arizona, okay? So I'm wondering here, what's going on in Trump's head that he thinks that the candidates are being funded by George Soros? No, dude, it's like the Republicans have been losing and losing badly, and they want to turn that around. They see, there's a growing number of Republicans that want anything else other than Trump. Now, is this number of people going to be enough to push a not Trump candidate over the edge against Trump? Probably not. And the polls we've seen recently have been showing Trump actually going up, mainly due to the indictment by Alvin Bragg and this perceived idea that, Trump's being attacked by the Democratic establishment, the political establishment doesn't want Trump because Trump speaks the truth or whatever. And so we got to go to bat for our guy. But it's like, that all could be true, but that doesn't mean that the candidates that are running for the GOP primary, they're not doing so because they feel like they would be a better candidate than Trump. I mean, it's pretty much as simple as that. I guess Trump's ego doesn't allow him to see that, and I guess the problem of losing, the problem of the continued losing that's been occurring in the GOP, if you don't actually recognize that you lost, then you don't see any problem with Trump's continued dominance in the GOP. And you're not going to see another candidate as having a better chance of beating Biden than Trump, which I honestly believe that any candidate that isn't Trump would have a way better chance of beating Biden. But they have to get through the primary first, though. You know what I mean? You have to beat Trump in the primary to have that chance. Now, it's a low chance that that's going to happen, that anybody but Trump is going to get the nomination. But it's just really confusing to me. Well, here, let me say this. If you don't see a problem with Trump's continued dominance and his continued favor in the GOP, if you don't believe that the 2020 election, that Biden won it fair and square, they don't see a problem with continued losing, because to them, they're winning. It's pretty crazy, I know, but they honestly, truly, in their heart of hearts, believe that Trump won the 2020 election. So maybe they're going to just keep going along with him saying that all the candidates are just funded by Soros and they're just out. They're out to end our movement and they don't want MAGA to go any further or whatever. Not too sure here. You know, it's a kind of contradiction for Trump to be saying that he's so far ahead and nobody else has any other chance. Why make this video? Why, you know, why feel like you have to make a plea that he's still the guy if that's what everybody's seen? To me, it's basically Trump's feeling threatened, for one, and two, his insecurity about these other candidates is coming out here on full display.